Good morning, folks. It's 7:33 a.m. on the ninth month, 10th day, 2025. Yeah, we're looking at here is a Wagga Wagga radar. And if it's not going to go live this time, I'm going to film this a different way. It's 3 times trying to go live this morning. It's just was not letting me in. And I'm finding it to be rather frustrating. Yeah. So, oh yeah, it looks like we're finally live. Why is it showing a picture of me and not my screen? Okay. On the ninth month. This is definitely a strangeness going on here today, folks. Yeah, even it's showing my face at all. And here's a bit odd. So, I digress. Well, the first thing I'm going to show you here is the Wagga Wagga radar. Absolutely blessed in your asses. Do I need the lines in this to point it that it's going towards the radar station here? Is this obvious enough to you? That they pin the flow and causing more dangerous convections to come through to feed the backside of this storm. You got a cell coming over here. I've been watching this for a while. This thing don't kick off waterspouts when I go out to sea. I'd be very surprised. I told you the other day I was expecting tornadic activity, even thunder snow in some of the mountainous areas still has yet to occur, and most likely will over the next 30. It's right about 28, 29 hours left of this storm before it goes out to sea. And almost all these convections are being forced through radar manipulation and stuff that's gone on, like this one from the Yeovil radar that I busted last night. Yeah, this was 11 hours ago, and I busted this radar station here. It's pointing right here. Over there, just north of Cumcock. It turned out to be this one here. Let's hope it shows up okay. That this bastard right here, and located here. Yeah, I keep an eye on things. I've got most of them mapped out. And go down toward Wagga Wagga. Let me see if we can get that to come up. Wagga 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 Wagga. I believe it's over here. And I'll show you its radar as well. And this is that one that's blasting right now in that image I just showed you over here at the airport. And it's located right here. That's just part of my homework the other day. Look at that. The big lollipop on a stick. Yeah, this I'm not a. This probably is an unmanned balloon launching platform, where they'll send weather balloons up through here. It's most likely what that device is, but they might have transponders on them as well. So I'm gonna pull this off of the world view, off of the street level, as in case there's any more radars that we want to look at. Yeah, isn't that interesting? So that's that next rad, and it's right here at the just outside the airport, and it's frying like hell right now. It's absolutely blasting. Yep, the bastard's blasting you, and it was over here in the Wagga Wagga zone. So we got that one's beaming. We know that one was beaming, and we've got some terrible convections. You see the straight line appearing through here going up past Hay? Oh yeah, they got this well under microwave control. And a wedgie going toward Albury over here. See that farm? And it shows up in the clouds. Burnt pine was very obvious today. You know, with certain wind conditions. And in this case here, the wind conditions would be this direction on that particular level of the ocean. Could naturally make this type cloud formation you're seeing here. But what I'm noticing is right here. If we could do it, I'll do a freeze frame on this for you. And get you something that you could see like something beaming back at it from the other direction right about here. You see the curves coming back towards the island there? Let's see if we can get this to frame jump a little bit. 10 minutes later, this spot again is you see the comets coming towards each other. They forced an energy line all the way across from here. This isn't just a big heart blast like from yesterday. This is also some localized manipulations going on. There's obviously a ship out here near Burnt Pine operating. That is just plain as day. Plain as day. You can't. It's the only way that cloud signature is going to occur. And, well, I got to ask. Is the Tasman Sea always facing the sun when it kicks off a CME? You see these curves here? You see these wedge here? You see this nexus point there? And this one was kicking them off like this towards it. That's a pinch point for winds, right? And you got EMF steps here. So you just hit a square waveform, and you can drag a line straight across the ocean very, very easily. There's a little something going on over here as well. This is the low deck. This is the high deck. So this one's in the air. Some kind of drone-ish activity. He's letting some bombs off. Yep, the old bomber. And so that's what I see that's going on here in this particular image. It was really, really going to wreak some havoc on you, New Zealand. Wreak some havoc. It's not so pleasant to see. If I go with some of my other posts here on my wall, I think I mapped out some of the beams from yesterday. This one here was, I did this 6 hours ago, so you can tell by this timestamp down here in the bottom corner. So this is a fair current image. I don't have to go over the whole thing. Where you see the beam here and the curves here, you can see the activity of burnt pine itself, wedging right from here into here. So it's showing up in the condensatable moisture as well. Their activity is telling me it's getting fried, burnt pine style. And you have a radar here that kicked off down this area. It created a flow corridor where really all the action is right between here and here. And you'll get some backflow storms coming in on the vortex here like this, spinning, which should nearly be impacting like Tweeds in that right now. If I'd been able to go live a little earlier, I've been trying for quite a while. It's just not connecting very easily. So we know WAG is beaming, right? You see that right there, right? In case anybody blind, you can't notice this. Any given frame, you know, there's your beams right here, right? These are beams, and this is the station, and you can see it's got circle pulses as well as. This area here is where they don't put any energy. This is an area they put energy. That area there, no condensate because there's no reflection back. What layer of the atmosphere was that? Yep. Boy, is that going to cause this flow here then spins hot that direction. Has a tendency to kick this in like this. Right, because this one's going to be higher pressure than what's around it. And in this hemisphere, that'll be a counterclockwise flow. Now, you got this spinning low over here, kind of, right? And so it's already spinning this direction in a circle like this. So the velocity gets increased on this edge here of this mass itself. And so this is going to be a clobberer as it comes through. Okay, so let's show you that. And that's why this is so intense over here going through, let's say, like Torrego, or how you pronounce that, braiding your wood, Master Bateman's Bay. And you might see some other beams as well, because I'll keep checking back on this as the images, as the forecast goes on. It's not a beam there, it's a mountain, by the way. And you got to know where the mountains in the passes are, because you're going to get some convections. And they count on them. And that's what's going to feed some of the stuff over here near Coffington's Harbor that's coming up. Which is, they're not going to have a very, very good 24 hours coming. So let's just roll through that part of it. And the first part I want to show you is going to be the totals. It would just get right to it. You know, this is like the totals between now and 6 o'clock tonight, my time. This is 12 hours worth of totals, man. Yeah, but by the end of this event, I told you the other day you was going to cap it. It's going to be about 36 hours right in there. So you still got, 8 to 10 centimeters to come. I said centimeters, right? As the event, that ain't accurate. Or if you just had a big gully washer through here, because I was expecting 3 to 4 centimeters to fall through here over the next day and a half. So if you've already got a big batch, that's really great. This total I'm seeing here is not what I'm expecting to see. Very, very volatile out there, folks. Very, very volatile. But, if you're expecting an honest forecast from a bunch of dishonest forecasters, well, what do you expect? Yeah, that's way too low. They've calmed your totals down. That thing on the 10 over here's got over 400 mil. Down here, I'm looking over half a meter of rain coming their way. Okay, so I don't think this is very accurate. Yeah, so let's roll what's going to happen now over the next day or so. Maybe the wind is going to be a factor, like I said the other day. Tornadic activity is to be expected because of all the dynamics that were naturally existing, and add the energy of the microwaves to the situation, and well, it exacerbated things. I'm hearing rumors of a funnel cloud showing up. Somebody messaged me about that. Why don't you warn in advance, BOM type people, when there's type conditions exist? This is about when I'm expecting to see some thunder snow coming up in some of these higher elevations just south of Canberra over here over near overnight hours. So I'll be curious about that. It looks like they're blocking the pass with a bit of EMF over in Penrith, and it's forced a lot of this stuff down here towards the Gong and Bateman's Bay. Well, let's have a quick peek. See if we see anything obvious. We might have to go back to the 6 hour to see. I got this well blurred out. You think they could give a more accurate image than this? Oh, but wait a minute. They don't try to give accurate forecast. They just wanted to stand there and say, hey, look at GQ, Heine Chin, and Big Brisk Girl to tell you the weather. Meanwhile, over here, this is a bad fucking storm over there. Is that the entrance down there? Yeah, boy, is there going to be some flash floods running down the highways down here. Be very, very, very careful. Anywhere between here and Mona Vale right now over the next hour or so, because the water's still running down the hills. Even though the storm might go back to sea, you still got all this to come. And that's going to pretty much kick off the same way as it goes, just like that other one did, because all the dynamics are there, all the chem is there, all the nasties are here. That's this area right here. This will be the entrance right here where that straight line there is. And oh my, look at the EMF here. Let's read this image here. This was about 2 hours and 46 minutes ago. So let's have a quick peek at this. Why are you guys getting so fucked? All right, got EMF line right here. That's just very plain. Okay, that's very plain. Okay, that's plain there. Now we got scalar square making steps right there. That's a beam. Yeah, it's easy to see it in the clouds, isn't it? That's the station. There's a station there. They can't hide this shit. This is what I have to do sometimes. Hey, this came from here, went this direction here. Look. Meanwhile, this one in here has done a square like this. Well, that's a very complicated setup that used to pin this storm. So the only open flow is through here. And through here. Yeah. They put quite a block through that area in there. That should be about wearing out. Right now it's being used to flow air in for the circulation of this thing. It has to have some free mass for this cloud to go into. So that shape there will end up fitting that shape there as that drifts south. It's something I've noticed through time. It gives it room, man. You got to have a path for it to go to, or it'll squash and stall. And you don't want it to stall. And if that ain't a radar active right there, I'll just retire. That's just time. He puts the cities in. He goes between Cobar and Ivanhoe and has a peak. So let's see if we can get this to come up. Cobar. The old Cobar. Fubar for Cobar. Let's see if it goes to it. If you're the only Cobar around. Oh, look at this. So just south of here, there was a radar. Hillston. It'll be you. You are the bastard that's blasted. The blasted bastard that fries you faster, blaster. I'll tell you what, it's time to cut the strings of the master of puppets and cut the hands off that are sticking up the bombs of various things and making them speak. Yeah. Kermit the Frog here. Here is a giant fire out in the middle of the field. How interesting. When they're destroying things that are green, and all the chemtrails burning trees, and they're frying up the breeze on islands that I see, and New Zealanders will sneeze from the chemtrails in the breeze. It's not easy seeing these. Wow, look at the crap coming up the sea and descending down here. Hey, you want to see some crap? Watch what all this crap going into Tassie right here. EMF coming down, chemtrails coming across, farts from even people eating beans in Antarctica. They are finding their way in the Hobart right now. Absolutely. Oh, but no clouds wanting to be here except this bomb going off. Boom. Oh, you got to have something to condensate. You have to have some preformed nanoparticles in the air. Yes, percolated Peters particles to descend into your nostrils. Yeah, some really nasty storms coming through. Absolutely, yeah, that was Hillstrom. Absolutely. You could see that signature that was showing up in the clouds that they would call a glitch. Yeah, if they call it a glitch, they're lying. And if they're lying, they're dying. Because they're breathing this shit too. That's right. You think they care about the little weatherman breathing this? You don't think the big computer BlackRock don't want Bill Gates' money too? Think Bill Gates ain't got billions of dollars to invest in all sorts of hell stuff? That dude can dialysis his blood on command. Can you? Maybe he has the antidotes. Who knows what's hidden from us by the greedy gum bastards of the deep state? Yeah, if you don't believe in the deep state, it's winning. Look at this cell here. Yeah, this thing's about to do a jump just south of Newcastle. It's really going to pick up some ions when it comes over here. So Belmont, watch out. And you're going to get a bit of a belting right over across here, across the Glen State Conservatory area. And that's a nasty. And that one is going to kick off tornadic activity as it goes. Looks like she's riding a bit to the north. Boom, boom. So its pulsator's going to put it right about here when it really kicks off one more time. So watch out if you're on this peninsula right now. Take cover. If you know anybody out there, take cover. When you see that shape like that, you know things are about to get really bad. And it's a thick tendril of shit. I bet she's belting it down. Absolutely belting it down. I get upset. Wind-wise, yeah, it's quite a bit of a wind to be expected over the next couple of days. Yeah, New Zealand, I'm going to bring you on here. Because you get the clobbering of this when it leaves. Right? And it's going to be a clobbering. And they're keeping the totals down. So if you don't mind, I'm a bit tired. I've been up most of the night trying to sort some issues with websites to prove your ID to people for employment. I got the job. So now it's just paperwork. Okay, so thank you for the happy thoughts. So I'm happy thoughting today. So yeah, New Zealand, you're about in for a fucking terrible, terrible time. Look at these wind accumulations you're about to experience here over the next few days. You ain't been warned properly about this. You need to be. All right, this is over the next 3 days. But the next batch of storm is so much worse. These are key transport zones I'm showing you. The passes. And this one here is going to be near unpassable as we head in towards the beginning of the week. Right? When you're looking at gusts of wind over 150 kilometers an hour. This is bad. So we are going to be watching this very, very closely. Like they're saying right here, they come Wednesday at about 8 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, you'll be experiencing terrible gusts. So you don't want to be traveling that morning. You want to get your errands done early. And where is this exactly? Oh, yes, I know where that is. That's Arthur's Pass. This is a very key junction. This is one of the most beautiful valleys you'd ever took a bus ride to. I've got to say, it was absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Which also means you're going to have some big winds in the Gash, upper lower hut. Yeah, keep whiskers inside there, bitch. We don't want whiskers flying in there. And no umbrellas. And nobody Mary Poppins in it down at the shore. Or I'm going to laugh at you very much. Winter's going to be continuing, and once this storm comes past, it's kicking up a hell of a lot of cold air coming here for the 12th and the 13th, so be ready for that. Cold, windy, wet, nasty geostorms. Geoengineers suck. Anybody who thinks they're going to play good and alter the weather sucks. And anybody who thinks that doesn't suck, sucks. Don't suck. That is all. The geostorm it comes and the law will fully form off the Australian coast. As we go through Thursday, the fuckery continues. Bomb, ba bomb, ba bomb, 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 chemtrail, bzz, bzz, chemtrail, bzz, bzz, bomb, ba bomb, ba bomb, 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 tendrils for New Zealand like the angel of death. Chemtrails are falling out on your asses now, and the penis in slush getting fried, and seasoning is on the sides. Yeah, the seasonings for the storm are in here. Yes, we're still rolling. Holy mother of pearl. All right, let's continue. This is very lowering. I'm going to have to make silly songs or something. Da 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 da. Come bam. Da na 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 na. As the storm gets directed by Burnt Pine Island and frying from boats and steaming up the air, marine cloud brightening, going on in front of you all the time. Yep, have it. Have it. And right there is one of those moments, the suerte de muerte, at about 10 o'clock in the morning on Friday. Oh, no, this is, would be Saturday morning. You're getting a smackaroo. This is when you, right up the wazoo there, the old wazoo. It comes right across. Thunder, lightning, all the nastiness is. And I'm not really expecting tornadic activity from you in this one, because the temperature variance isn't the same. It's what the dynamics of mixing 4 masses of air over us today. You have a different setup. You got some wicked snows and south down. And here's where we're getting towards your windy wets. Yeah, this is just a straight line all the way up towards here Bend. So it's just race and wind across the top. They could stick a waveform up there and cause this to lift over your island. They're choosing not to do it. To get winds like that, they've actually got to have a beam here and a beam here and pinch those winds to change his velocity. How many lows I got around here? 937, 964. These are very decent lows. Who's running the show? That one. So everything's leaning to her. It's just a numbers game now. Once you learn the numbers, and automatically in your head do the rotations of these gears, which is the center of every one of these pressure systems, like a gear. It transmits energy, transmits directions of flow. Like these two here, it's going that way and it's going that way. It has to burp air down. This will shave a little of that off each time it comes around, and that's why you'll see these oscillating, as that type pressure motion is known, and that acts like a pump. And that particular shape one's going to suck tropical air down towards this cold air and really kick off another round of wonderful winter storms. And as we head to what will be, this will be the actual, what I would consider the first day of spring for your hemisphere and the first day of autumn for me. And that's when you would start to expect your springtime storms to begin. And it's going to start right with a big batch of crap for the northern rivers areas and all that coming in on that particular days. But, it's just some rain you probably need because, spring showers will spring forth some beautiful flowers sometimes. But too many geostorms will burn your flowers, burn your garden, strip your buds of any pollen for the pollinators to even exist off of. That's right. So that's your weather. That's what's going on. Big love. Stay safe. And I'll come back on if I see anything else wild. Peace.